Yo, uh, this also is a little bit of a follow-up to the recent video I made about Sophie Lancaster and discrimination in general. This is a story that happened almost 11 years ago. It was in 1997, late 1997. A kid by the name of Brian Deneke, who was really into the punk scene in his hometown of Amarillo, Texas, was brutally run over by a fellow student. Brian was only 18 years old, I believe. He was run over by a fellow student who did it because he didn't like the fact that Brian was a punk. Didn't like the way he looked. He had the, spiked hawk going on and shit. Classic punk look, I guess. Apparently there was an altercation earlier in the day at after school or something like that between the jocks slash preps, and some of the punk kids and shit around Brian's scene. And Brian had a reputation of being just the type of guy to help organize shows and events and stuff like that and stand up for what he believed in, And this kid, whose name is Dustin Camp, by the way, sees Brian in a parking lot of like a mall or something, and he decides, I'm gonna fucking run this kid over, and because I don't like the way he looks, I don't like the music he's into. You tell me, what kind of shit is that? Oh, but it gets better. You see, Brian was killed automatically from the fucking car crash and from the fucking hit and run. Dustin Camp told police officers that Brian must have slipped right in front of Dustin's car, and then Dustin just drove over him. He had no choice. However, there was a passenger inside Dustin's car, I guess one of his friends or fucking whatever, that told the cops a different story. Told the cops the truth, saying that Dustin deliberately ran over Brian Deneke and killed him. People would think, oh yeah, no, I mean, that's fucked up, but at least they caught the guy and shit. Open and shut case. But it gets worse. You see, Dustin Camp got sentenced to 10 years. 10 years! For manslaughter. He got a fucking $10,000 fine. What the fuck kind of shit is that? And here's the thing though, he didn't even have to fucking serve full time. He got let out on probation. And he even violated the terms of his probation. This was in 2001. So he got put back in for an additional 8 fucking years. 8 years. He got out in 2006. You tell me, what the fuck kind of justice is that? Because I sure as fuck don't get it. And just like Sophie Lancaster, a lot of Brian's friends and family came together and they tried to raise awareness to the situation. God fucking bless them for doing it. They had rallies and concerts and stuff, memorials and shit made, just like Sophie's friends and family did for her. And I think that's one of the greatest things you could do for somebody who had that happen to him. But guys, it really fucking bothers me that this kid, Dustin Camp, he might have realized the error of his ways. However, he should have paid the full fucking price. He should have gotten a life sentence. That shows you what justice is like, I guess, in Texas. Oh yeah, they'll execute a fucking retard and they'll put anybody in the fucking, you know, in the electric chair or fucking, you know, lethal injection or whatever they use. But yet, however, when it comes to that situation, oh, Mr. Bush really fucking slacked on that job, didn't he? I don't get it. How many fucking deaths is it gonna take for people to wake the fuck up? Start teaching your kids as soon as possible that it is wrong to sit there and judge somebody for how they look. Because guess what, you guys? A lot of these kids who have this happen, like a lot of these kids who go out and do this shit, learn it from their fucking parents. I dare anybody to tell me fucking different. Fuck that. Also, another thing that I've been wanting to talk about, you know, it goes along with the whole discrimination shit. You know, I'm going to try to make this as short as I can with getting the good points in. You know, I've heard stories for several years now, you know, really, really more now than ever, about kids not being able to go to school wearing certain band t-shirts. Certain bands like, oh, the Insane Clown Posse, or anybody from Psychopathic Records. There was a school, not too long ago, I heard about this on juggalonews.com, where kids were getting suspended, even expelled, for fucking wearing Psychopathic t-shirts because according to the principal, according to the administration, the Insane Clown Posse promotes racism, rape, violence. Okay, the violence part I can understand, but, you know, drug use and all this shit. Okay, you tell me, you fucking tell anybody, please tell me, what ICP song promotes rape and fucking racism? You tell me. I've been listening to this shit for 10 fucking years almost. I can't fucking tell you one. If anything, it speaks out against that. But do they get any credit for it? No. All people hear is what they choose to fucking hear. That's it. They don't want to think about the thought behind the fucking action. No. They don't want to think about that because it's too difficult for them. You know, and for anybody out there who is feeling, you know, who has had shit like this happen to you, you know, that sucks. Okay, me personally, when I was in school, you know, I honestly didn't get into trouble in anything, you know. I wasn't necessarily a straight A student, but I didn't go out of my way to fucking treat people like shit or anything. I was cool with both my principal and vice principal and stuff. They knew I, you know, wasn't hurting anybody. I literally was the only juggalo in my school. The only fucking one. This is back a few years ago. You know, and I never necessarily got a lot of shit from teachers or from staff for the shirts I would wear. You know, none of them said fuck or anything like, or, you know, any cuss words or anything on them. You know, and most Psychopathic t-shirts today usually don't. A few years ago, like I'd say 10 years ago, yeah, they did. But, you know, fucking guys, there's a way to combat this kind of shit. We gotta get unified. We gotta fucking, you know, please, we all gotta get together on this shit. You know, don't make any death threats to anybody, because that's what those kids recently at that fucking school, and I'll do a follow-up story to this, that's what those kids at that school were doing and shit. People were sending death threats and all this shit. That's not a way to get shit done, okay? Meanwhile, check out Tribal93 on YouTube.com once again, and myspace.com/Gothic Liberation Front. You know, I'll see you guys later.